jamaa harudi.
Nimekuja kwa prove back wrong people. This is in me. I was born to do this.
So let's talk about that. How bad was it in the past? How bad was the past?
Crazy. When you talk about weathering a storm, it's a crazy storm. Mindset wise, yani it's hata sijui nianzie wapi because I remember when it got to a point in my career just before I got into corporate, I was just like, what's happening? Where am I? Who am I doing? Who am I? Like what's yes, there's Crispin Mangale and there's Bigpin. There's Bigpin who
wow. I know exactly what
has
you
been, has been me from when I was 18 or 17. Then there's this other side of me again. Then there's the industry. It's a new industry. Then there's passion. Then there's life. There's just it was just a crazy up and down. I think for the past like 10 years. If I would say it was just before I got into corporate, it was just like a like a seesaw of just.
So here's a good. So you went to corporate because you're like, I've got to make money.
Definitely. Lazima survive.
Alafu corporate is also tempting. Juu iko na consistency.
Iko na consistency, unajua end month unapata kitu yako.
Hiyo.
Unafanya na uko sure itakama. As long as uamke ufanye hiyo job uko sure. But
that's what I know.
But hiyo ndio kitu ninataka kufanya. Is that where my heart is? Is that what I really want to do? Yes, it makes sense.
Yes.
Because now,
because you're earning life has to continue.
Yeah, life has to continue. But does it have to continue that way? Are there any other ways it can continue with more vigor, with more love, with more passion, with more life? I think that's more life.
More life.
Yeah, more life. That's life. That's basically survival. Just you're doing this to gain this, and that's it. There's nothing to explore. Your mind is just in this,
imewekwa kwa box.
Iko tu hivi. Hawezi inafanyanga hivi, how corporate is.
Yeah.
Weka hivi, tuma report kwa hivi, weka hivi, nini kwa hivi, na ni hivyo tu. Sasa ni hivyo. So the only way you grow is just make the you go to a higher nini, it just makes you do.
You paid more. And you go but bado box
uko tu hapo tu. Hakuna hawezi. And
for the benefit of your fans, when you say corporate, what exactly were you doing?
So I did account management,
which is what you studied.
Which is partly what I studied. So I did account management. I was handling Unilever accounts, Royco, Omo, doing what? GT, General Trade. Ulikuwa unaniona hizo malori za. Nilikuwa na suti Monday. First of all, ninaingia na suti. Nikitoka nimetoa nini, ninaingia kwa lori. Kuna lori ya nini? Si tukifanya
activation.
Tukifanya GT.
Yes.
General Trade.
Yes. Yeah.
So tunaenda naambia nini, so mimi ndio nimepanga hiyo route plan, nimefanya everything. Leo tuko na box ya nini ngapi? Haya, wapi ndio kuna sales, tunaenda kama ni Dandora, kama ni whatever it is, like what the KPI of what we're trying to sell is. So naingia hapo, so uko huku, alafu uko streets pia. You have to know hii product inaendaje. Si client amekwambia tunataka tuuze hii nini amount of this time, hizi ndio promotion materials, hii ndio nini nimepatia wewe, sasa cheza kama wewe.
Ulikutana na wale big
wengi.
When ni big how did that make you feel?
Unasana feel nikani msanii. At first it was crazy for me because I was in my whole life. I finished high school, I went to music. In fact, I started when I was like recording Bigpin, I was 18 years old. So that's so I don't understand what happened in the corporate at all. So hiyo ndio life yangu. Nimekuwa tu celeb, nimekuwa tu niko kwa studio, nimekuwa tu niko on tours, niko states, niko fanya everything. So nimerudi back. So sasa nauliza nini ilifanyika?
Oh jeez. Hiyo swali wangu.
Kwani mbona uliacha ngoma na ulikuwa deadly? Hey manze, unakaa unafikiria manze, how do I start explaining to this guy what's really happening? So it was really crazy. So at first it was manze, I was feeling a bit timid. Niko ile manze sasa kuonekana huko, bado niko na hiyo kitu ya image, niko na nini. By the second year manze nilikuwa kwa streets. Niliacha nilianguti. Unaona Royco manze bro, tuko na nini hapa. So ilifika hiyo point jo pia una nini when you it's called what, you have to fit in.
I know, man. So my boss will be saying, so it will just come automatically, maybe, or Jinanka imechomoka. Anyway, let's do this. Let's just continue. We just forget about top of the hour. Let's forget about it, maybe. Another stupid question. So I'm just taking you back.
Yes.
So why ulichochwa wewe ni mnoma Bigpin, wewe ni unaweza rap. Ulichochwa was music in you kutoka utotoni. Unajua kuna hiyo kuchochwa. Wewe ni mnoma alafu unarealize
mimi acha nikwambie how I think mtu mwenye alinichocha ilikuwa ni Isa. But me in my music,
najua hiyo kitu sana.
Me I was a love of music from way before. Nilikuwa ninaandika mapoem, nilikuwa ninasikiza manini zote, nilikuwa na book, nilikuwa tu na mapoem. In fact, when I met Isa, I was like, hey, me like I write poems. The guy from God for me his book. I used to think I write poems. Nigga had poems for like, days. What? I know, and that's how like we started. Now got into music from writing poems. Those were the ninis which I used to get like from inspiration from. Even when I started like in rugby, I used to write to short poems. Then I go when I'm doing the chants for rugby.
Yeah.
The chants for rugby. Ale inabushishimo. So nandika hizo. My name is Pino. I'm in my limo with a chick called Nemo. We're doing ini my Nemo. Sing. Ale inabushishimo. So that's I used to write those short chants. And Isa used to love this. Like I like the way you interact with the crowd. You know you do what. So me from music nilikuwa nasikia mangoma mpaka nalia Jimmy. Na hivi nasikia ngoma nasema my god, yani I can't, the melodies are so nice, the beat is amazing, what this person is saying, what this, like my mom used to think I'm obsessed. It's like what's wrong with this guy? Ninachukua nini ya tenje ya henja sitting room, ninachukua hizo waya, nina save, nina buy speaker, nina connect through the roof, nina ingia kwa room yangu ninisikia ngoma. Yani
and then what happened?
In terms of
and then so Bigpin, Big Star, Nini. So you disappeared.
Yes.
What made you disappear?
Wait a minute. Like it got to a point in my life where I'd gotten to the ceiling of like there's nothing else I could do from there. I'd never thought I'd even get to that place. So now I'm this big artist. I've won the biggest award in East Africa. I'm doing tours all over the world. In fact, what made me realize that was my last tour of the States. That was in 2010.
Yeah.
And 2010. So I was like, okay, this is what I've always wanted to, because of course us guys were inspired by music from then. So like, I'd want to go on tour in the States. So after I got there, I was like, okay,
alafu
sasa kutoka hapa tunaenda wapi? Si hapa ndio nilikuwa na hiyo, ndio nilikuwa na ile manze nataka
nimefika.
Unasikiza Jay-Z, unasikiza kina LL, unasikiza unaona venye mengara, unasema manze ndio space nataka kuwa manze, kwa sababu ndio umekunini, umefanya hiyo wako, umeperform, umedo jams, umeitwa tour, umefika hiyo tour, umeperform deadly. That's like my best year. So I'm just like, okay,
then what?
Sawa. Hiyo time pia ogopa, there's issues like in the stable, so people are not needing. I'm like, where else do I go from? Because remember when I came into a stable.
Yes.
So there was structure or whatever. So just sasa umechwa. Sasa uko solo. So so umeshafika, because now alafu tunaenda wapi kutoka? Sasa nini unataka? Siko nafikiria juu ya Grammy at that time, because nilikuwa nafikiria, in fact my head used to think, yeah, then I should have gone for a Grammy.
For a Grammy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But remember, I started my career when I was 18. When I was doing Bigpin I was 18. So even my mind frame was just that first tulianza ni ya mtaa, wasewa nini, alafu imefika hiyo point, alafu
ikapita
okay. Hakuna mentor, hakuna msa kudirector kuambia now this is what you need to do. You see, if I had someone then, because all this is me peke yangu,
that's true. I know
nothing else. Yeah. So if I had someone tell me now you've gotten to this point, you should now try get on African market, you should try look for a Grammy, you should try. You see, the industry pia ilikuwa in shambles, TZ imeingia, Nigeria na nini shindo, hata nini nafanyika, kuna kitu, you know. So that's when I was just like, I think sana ingia nipige mboka
nikijitafuta. You know, it's funny because I also asked myself the same question. Hii jina, and like what you say, you know, so kuna Chris na kuna Big, wawili ni nani? Because you know but then you know if you don't get there, how bado uko chini
yeah,
hiyo ndio amsha mtu
sasa niko wapi, nini na happen, you know. At some point I wanted to get into politics, you know. I even forgot about that. I was like, yeah, you know, Dad was a politician, so I already have, I'm already, and sasa like wakona nichocha, your dad was a minister, you're an artist with a big name, you whatever, ukicombine hiyo unakuja una run hapa kimbilini asubuhi tunakunini, nasema pana hii mpaka ichezi hivyo.
So that was a pass.
Yes,
when you come back, what is happening in the present? It's Bigpin live on Jimmy Gath.